Boys or girls, big kids or little, baseball or softball. Despite the long hours and the scorching heat, perhaps this Father's Day weekend, you dads out there will be cheering on your little sluggers at the ballpark. Whether it's Little League or the big leagues, baseball truly is a favorite pastime in this town. So have you been to this amazing museum? It's been more than 135 years. Tampa has a very rich history in this great American tradition, and you can learn all about it at a very special place in Ybor City. So we have photojournalist and producer extraordinaire Jackie Keenan. She got a tour of the Tampa Baseball Museum. Check it out.
Welcome to the Tampa Baseball Museum at the Lopez house. We are in Al Lopez's childhood home. It was moved here, came down the street in 2013 so that it could become a museum. It covers 135 years of Tampa's baseball history that began when the cigar industry arrived in Tampa. The Cubans loved baseball, they brought it with them and they taught it to the entire community. They shared that love and it is now part of our DNA. It's a part of our city's DNA. You can visit in 15 minutes and you would have a broad overview of from the very first team through the today's Tampa Bay Rays, what happened in baseball in this immediate area. But if you want to spend 45 minutes or an hour or longer, you will know a great deal about the actual history and the process of how we went from that first team to all the iterations of baseball, including spring training. It was recreation for the cigar workers. They had their own teams. Then it was the mutual aid societies, which supported all the immigrants. They had their own teams as well. That was when the intersocial league started. And then ultimately, we got our first minor league team. And you can probably guess what they were called, the Tampa Smokers. And at one time, their uniform had a cigar with the smoke curling up. But generation after generation after generation, there has been connection to ball players because they came out of Ybor City, they came out of West Tampa, which was a very similar community in those early days, and tremendous talent from those early Tampa communities. Well, Al Lopez was Tampa's first major league player, manager, and Hall of Fame inductee. He was born in Ybor City. He could have lived anywhere, but he lived in Ybor City for many years. He was the inspiration for so many others. If the son of cigar workers living in a humble home in Ybor City could go play Major League Baseball and then later on manage and later on make it into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, then that was significant. But he was willing to give back to so many others, you know, show them how you get to the major leagues, talk to them, and just, you know, he was like the father figure of baseball in Tampa. To me, one of the exhibits that tells the whole story in the blink of an eye, basically, is this. Every ball in this exhibit represents a major league player from Tampa or Hillsborough County. I want people to appreciate what a remarkable city Tampa is and go to another museum, the Ybor City Museum State Park, and you can see the accomplishments of all these immigrant communities. That's where we started. And now look at us. And we're a really great city. That diversity comes from that. But part of our mission is to show that this can be a place for inspiration, whether or not you want to play baseball.
Well, get out this Father's Day to Ybor City to pay a visit to this museum. You can go to tampabaseballmuseum.org for all of the details.